Hi there, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great one for you today. We did this a little while ago. It's a 3D type carousel here. As you can see, the center slide is a little bit bigger than the others here. When we hover over it, they can hit the button, it's going to stop going. They can use the little pagination dots to navigate, or we got navigation dots here as well if they want to do that. Really easy to do. There's been a bit of confusion about this center slide though. I've had a lot of comments saying we can't figure out how to get this center slide larger than the others there. Well, it's actually really easy to do, so let's take you through it. I've got this page open here. Let's get rid of this page. Let's get rid of this carousel. I'll get rid of this whole row. So basically we've got a section here, the blue tab. I'm going to hit the little green button to add a new row. I'm going to use a single column for mine. Funnily enough, we're going to use the group carousel. Now, once you've got the group carousel in there, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it puts in one slide for us. Now, for expediency today, you can build your slides any way you want from scratch. I'm going to use a little call to action module, and I'm going to use the loop system to fill out the content. So I'm going to go into my carousel slide here. At the moment, we're in the group carousel. Under content, I'm going to go into the carousel slide. I'm going to add an element. Like I say, for mine, I'm going to use a call to action module because it's got everything I need for my slides, which is basically an image, a title, and a button. So let's throw that one in there. Fantastic. Now we're actually inside the call to action. I'm going to navigate back to our group, which is our first slide here. I'm going to go ahead and loop it. So under content, we can go down, new feature, Divi 5. If I hit loop, and you can see by the dots, it's actually made 10 of these things. And the reason I know it's 10, because that's the default number they put in down the bottom here. Now, what do I want to show? Like I say, you can build your slides from scratch and just keep adding. I'm using the looper for convenience here. Posts is fine. What category? I want my supercar category. And of course, you can exclude posts here and put them the way round you want by publishing date or order descending, ascending. Like I say, we've got 10 posts per page. That's enough for me. So we've looped a little group module here. So now I want to go back into the call to action and put in all the details that I want in each of my slides. Now for this next bit, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on here. I know most of you will know, but some won't. I've created some posts here. If I go to my dashboard and go down to posts, I've got a whole bunch of posts here. Each of them's got a category. I think we loaded supercars. If I hit edit on one of these posts and we go up and take a look, each of them has a title. Obviously, we're going to be pulling that in. When I created these posts, I added a featured image, which you can see here. And to do that, when you create your page, you can come over here and add that. Or anytime, just hit edit, not edit with Divi, just edit the page at the top. You can come back here to add one. I add in an excerpt, which is a bit of info about it. Not going to use the excerpt today, but we will be pulling in the image and the title. I just wanted to show you that for anybody that wasn't sure about our next steps here. Okay, so if we go back here, I've clicked on my call to action. We're in the actual call to action now. If we go down to the text here, we've got 10 of them, and you just need to edit one. It'll do all the other 10 as we are in looper mode here. For the title, I want to show the title of the blog post. So I'm going to roll over to our little content icon here, a little hamburger type thing, left click. I'm going to say loop post title and hit apply. If you want to, you can put something before or after it, but that's exactly what I want. As you can see, it's changed to Draken Mirage GT, which is the title for us there. For the content, I'm not actually going to have any, so I'm going to delete mine. But if you wanted to, you could have that excerpt that I've got in each of my posts. To do that, again, just go up to the little icon, left click, loop excerpt, and you'll have the excerpt that we put up there. I'm actually going to change that. I'm going to get rid of that and put it back to normal. So we've got no text in there at all. I just want the title. Fantastic. Now the button's not going to turn up till we put a link in. So just down below the text, we've got a link here. And for button link, I'm going to do the same thing. Roll over the grey writing. Little dynamic content. I'm going to hit loop link. As you can see, that button's turned up there. Now that button's a little bit big for me, so I'm just going to take it down a little bit in size. That's all I'm going to do for this particular thing. But before I do that, let's put an image in the background. And again, I want to use that featured image I showed you. So if we go down to background, third tab along is image. Again, go down to the gray writing, dynamic content, left click, loop featured image. And we got that featured image in the background there. Perfect. Great. Well, let's go over to design now. I want to take that button down a little bit in size. So we're still in the call to action. I've gone over to design. We're going to go down to the button. Here's the text. All I'm going to do is take that down from 20. Well, let's make it perhaps 14. Obviously adjust to taste. Great. Okay, that's pretty much everything we need. Let's go back to the carousel and put 3 slides in a row. To do that, we're in the call to action. We need to go back once to take us to the group, and once again to take us to the group carousel. Once we're in the group carousel, under the content, we can go down to our carousel settings. I'm not going to put automatic rotation on just yet. We'll do that last thing, get it spinning automatically. And I'll put center mode on, but let's just leave that for a second. Transition speed is the speed it takes to go from one slide to the other. Not the amount of time it stays on the slide, the actual transition time to slide. So let's take that maybe 400 milliseconds, just under half a second. I actually want to show 3 slides. The next one down, let's up that to 3. And there we've got 3 slides. And we've got a bit of a problem there because this title is slightly shorter than the rest of them. It's made our slide shorter. Now I want mine to be all the same height, obviously. So let's give them a minimum height. A minimum height is going to mean they can get bigger if they need to on larger devices, but they can't get smaller. So to do that, we need to go back into our call to actions. Just click on any one of these, left click. As you can see, we're in the call to action. I'm going to go down to design and sizing. I'm going to give it a minimum height, as I mentioned earlier, 400. Need to put PX on the end and hit return, or you can choose pixels over here. Well, that works, but I want my content aligned on the bottom. I might put a gradient on the bottom so we can see that button a little bit better. So still into the call to action, we can do that with our fantastic flex layout. If we go back to layout, it's going to be aligned as flex. To get everything on the bottom, we can go to justify content. We've got center, we've got end. Let's throw that to the end there. Or if you wanted them to be equal space at all times, we could use space between, which will put equal space between, which is pretty cool. But I want my title a little lower down, so I'm going to use a bit of spacing to push it down. So still in the call to action, we can close up layout. We'll go into our spacing. So for the top, let's perhaps give it 200 pixels. That'll push that title down by 200 pixels at the top there. And like I say, to make it a little bit more legible, let's add a gradient over that image. Still in our call to action. Remember, we only need to edit one. It'll do all of them. I'm going to go back to content, background, second tab's a gradient. I pop that in there. Of course, we can't see anything, but if we roll down a little bit, it says place gradient above background image. If we left click on that to turn it on, we've got our gradient on top, but of course we can't see the image. So the blue bit at the top, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to take this opacity slider all the way down so it's basically transparent. So all we've got is the image. Then I'm going to click on the bottom one, the green one there. I'm going to turn it into a black. So it makes our button stand out a bit more at the bottom. If you want to see more of the car, we can either take the opacity down a bit so it bleeds a little bit through it, but that button's still very legible there. Or we can take our blue transparent slider down, pull it to the right, and that'll bring the transparency all the way down to where you want it. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. That's fine. Okay, now we need to make that center slide a little bit bigger and put this thing on automatic rotation. So to do that, again, we want to go back to our group carousel. So if we go back one, we'll be in the group, which is a regular slide. Go back one more, we're in the main carousel. Once we're in the main carousel, again, we're going to go down to carousel settings under content here. Now we're going to turn the center mode on. And again, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference. All center mode means is if perhaps I had 4 there, one would be in the middle and you'd have 2 halves on either side. It just means one's going to be in the middle at all time. But what it also means is the one in the middle is now our active group, what they call the active group. So we can change anything about this element we want. So if I go over to design now, you'll see that we've got group, which is our regular slides, and we've got active group, which is our center slide here. To make it bigger, we'll just click on the active group. We'll roll down to transform. First one here is scale, which means make bigger or smaller. As long as that chain is checked, it's going to do both sides. Let's have that one 10% bigger, which would be 110%, 110. As you can see, that's made that slide bigger. Now, if you wanted to, we could take the color away from our regular slides or the group slides and just have the central one color as another option if you're using the active group. So let's close up our transform. We're still in the active group, so let's close that up. Let's go into the regular group now. And if you want to change that to black and white until it gets to the middle, we can go down to our filters and take the saturation all the way down. It's done all of them, so all we need to do now, close up our filters, close up the group, active group, make sure that filter is set back to 100% here. Or oversaturate it if you take it above 100%, and you can increment up with the little arrows there. So we've got color in the middle. We've got black and white on both sides. Having a bit of trouble seeing my arrows there and the pagination dots. So still in the design here, we've got our arrows at the top here. Let's make those white. It's better. And the pagination dot nav. Make those white also. Then finally, we want to animate this thing. I want it rolling around every 4 seconds or so. So still in the group carousel, you know where to go. Back to content and carousel settings. Here's the automatic rotation. If I flip it to on, I want mine to rotate every 4 seconds. In other words, they're going to pause for 4 seconds on each one there before they go to the next one. Pause on hover's fine. That way they can hover over it, take a look at the picture, click the button if they want to. And we know we've got our center mode on. And the time it takes to get from one slide to the other is just under half a second. So we should be good to go if we've done everything correctly. Let's save our changes now. We'll go ahead and preview on the front end. And here's our carousel. It should start rolling around every 4 seconds. Fantastic. 4 seconds again, it should go to the next one. As you can see, it's just the central one that is colored. The ones on the side are nice black and white there. When I put my mouse over it, it's going to pause. We can roll over the button. And because we've added the loop link to the button, we can click on it. And it'll take us straight to that post. Really nice little feature, really easy to do. Like I mentioned, I did this with the loop system today to make it really quick. You can add your slides manually and create anything you want. But like I say, I just used a little call to action for this. Made it really easy to do to add the features that we wanted. So there you go. There is how to add a nice little 3D carousel with Divi 5. We used to have to add a plugin like Divi Supreme modules to do this with Divi 4, or Divi Carousel module would also do it. They've made this an inbuilt feature of Divi 5, which is really cool. So anyway, I hope that's dispelled some of those myths that were confusing people. That is how you create a 3D type animated carousel with Divi 5. So once again, this has been Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Don't forget, if you have any questions, either about Divi 4 or Divi 5, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.